Chapter 9 Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yogam. In this chapter, Lord Krishna explains how the entire material existence is created, provided, maintained, and annihilated by his external energy, and all beings are coming and going under his supervision. The subject matters covered subsequently and primarily concerned with devotional service, and the Lord himself declares that these subject matters are most confidential. Thus, this chapter is entitled as Confidential Knowledge of the Ultimate Truth. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetu naneya kaudeya jagad viparivartade. The word Maya dakshena means the illusionary external energy directed by Lord Krishna which manifests prakriti or the material substratum, pervading physical existence and the creation of all moving and immovable living things again and again in continuous cycles. Although the Supreme Lord is the cause and reason of the universe evolved, he is not entangled by prakriti. Avajanandi mamudha manushim tanumasritam param bhavamajanando Mama Bhuda Maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Hari Om.
Chapter 10 Vibhuti Yoga. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravattade iti mattva bhajante mam bhutha bhava samannitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and they worship me with all their hearts. Lord Krishna begins with the word Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, meaning he is the supreme ultimate truth and the cause of all causes. By his vibhutis or supernatural opulence, everything in the material manifestation emanated solely from him. So spiritually intelligent, being endowed with the germinating seeds of bhakti or loving devotion, worship him instantly with the mind, heart and actions. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashayastitaha Ahamadishcha Madhyam Cha Bhutanamanda Evacha. I am the Self, O Gudakesha, seated in the heart of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle and the end of all beings. Before Lord Krishna comments speaking of his supernatural glories, he describes his glorious divine spiritual form. The words Sarva Bhutashayastitaha means abiding the heart of all sentient being. How? The Paramatma, the Supreme Soul residing within the Atma, or individual soul, which all collectively comprise his supernatural spiritual body. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the beginning, meaning creation, the middle meaning, sustenance, and the end meaning, destruction of all living entities, along with the instinct elements. The Supreme Lord used the address Gudakesha, meaning one who has control over sleep, which indicates that Arjuna has the ability to be aware, wakeful and aware. Om Hari Om.
Chapter 11 Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga.
Yadi bhasadrishi sa syad bhasastasya mahatmanah.
If hundreds of thousands of suns rose up at once in the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in the universal form. In the Supreme Lord Krishna's divine, supernatural and phenomenal Vishwarupa or divine universal form, Arjuna could see infinitely high and unfathomably wide with splendorous effulgence and unlimited faces, heads, eyes and bodies with unlimited celestial weapons and unlimited celestial ornaments, all interacting with unlimited wonders and marvels. Arjuna could clearly see manifested in a single location with the universal form all of creation with its unlimited, multifarious and variegated details from the greatly powerful Brahma and all the demigods down to the humble blade of grass. He could see the complete animal, vegetable and mineral kingdoms and all the diverse planetary systems.
Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevam vidhorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Only by bhakti or exclusive loving devotion can the Supreme Lord Krishna be known as he is really study of the Vedas, meditation, performance of rituals, extreme austerities, etc. are of no avail in perceiving Lord Krishna as Paramatma or the Supreme Soul within all living entities and realizing him as he is. Hari Om.
Chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is the superior-most path towards moksha. The 12th chapter named Bhakti Yoga discusses the topic of devotion as a means to attain liberation. Bhakti towards Lord Sri Krishna has to be unconditional and incomparable. Bhagavan also enlists the progressive stages of devotion as fixing one's mind on himself, working for the superior master, offering the result of karma towards the Lord, meditation, and thus cultivation of knowledge. The qualities that endear the devotees to Krishna are further detailed at the last few shlokas of Bhakti Yoga. Samashatrauja mitreja tatha manapamanayo Shidoshna sukha dukkheshu samasanga vivarjidaha tulya nindastudir mauni sandushto yena kenachid anikedastiramadir bhaktiman me priyo naraha. The one who remains the same to friend and foe, in honor and disgrace, in heat and cold, pleasure and pain, staying free from attachment, staying calm against curse and praise alike, contented about whatever he has, living unattached and tranquil, full of devotion, that type of bhakta is my dearest. He concludes saying that those who follow the devotional path, making him the supreme goal of life, are especially dear to him. The final conclusion of the chapter is that the practice of single-minded devotion to Sri Krishna, the Supreme Person, is exceptional. He also adds that love is the ultimate form of faith. Hari Om.
Chapter 13, Kshetra Kshetrajna Yogam. In this chapter, Lord Krishna reveals the distinct difference between the physical body and the immortal soul. He explains that the physical is transitory and perishable, whereas the soul is immutable and eternal. The Lord also gives precise knowledge about the individual soul and the ultimate soul. Thus this chapter is entitled The Individual and Ultimate Consciousness.
Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidhiyate etadyo vetti tam क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः.
The blessed Lord said, "This body, O son of Kundi, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field." Arjuna was inquisitive about Prakriti or nature, Purusha the enjoyer, the Kshetra the field, Kshetrajna is knower. When he inquired about all this, Krishna said that this body is called the field, and that one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. This body is the field of activity for the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul is entrapped in material existence, and he attempts to lord over material nature. The conditioned soul wants to enjoy sense gratification, and according to his capacity to enjoy sense gratification, he is offered a body or field of activity. Therefore, the body is called Kshetra. Now the person who identifies himself with the body is called Kshetrajna, the knower of the field.
समं सर्वेषु भूतेषु तिष्ठन्तं परमेश्वरं विनश्यत्स्व विनश्यन्तं य पश्यति स पश्यति.
One who sees the super soul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies, and who understands that neither the soul nor the super soul is ever destroyed, actually sees. Anyone who can see the three things, the body, the proprietor of the body or individual soul, and the friend of the individual soul, combined together by good association, is actually in knowledge. Those who are not associated with the soul's friend are ignorant. Hari Om.
Namaste. Chapter 14, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam. In this chapter, Lord Krishna reveals matters pertaining goodness, passion and ignorance, which everything in the material existence is influenced by. He gives pertinent details on the essential characteristics of each individuality, their cause, the level of their potency, how they influence a living entity affected by them, as well as the signs of one who has risen above them. Here, he clearly advises to relinquish oneself from ignorance and passion and adopt the path of pure goodness until acquiring the ability to transcend them. Thus, this chapter is entitled The Three Qualities of Material Nature. Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibadnandi mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion and ignorance. When the living entity comes in contact with nature, he becomes conditioned by these modes. The living entity, because he is transcendental, has nothing to do with this material nature. Still, because he has become conditioned by the material world, he is acting under the spell of the three modes of material nature. Because living entities have different kinds of bodies, in terms of the different aspects of nature, they are induced to act according to that nature. This is the cause of the variety of happiness and distress. Sattvat samjayate jnanam rajaso lobha evaja pramada mohau tamaso bhavado jnanamevaja. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, foolishness, madness and illusion develop. The cause of the variation in the results is being stated by Lord Krishna that from Sattva Guna or mode of goodness arises luminosity, the results of which are knowledge and happiness. From Rajaguna or the mode of passion arises desires, the results which are greed and suffering. From Tamaguna or the mode of ignorance comes illusion in the form of madness and delusion. Hari Om.
Chapter 15, Purushottama Yoga. Sri Krishna tells us about the ultimate source of this visible phenomenal universe from which all things have come into being. Just like a great tree with its roots, trunk, branches, twigs, leaves, flowers and fruits which spring forth from the earth, which itself supports the tree and in which it is rooted. The Supreme Being is the source of all existence, and hence Bhagavan allegorically compares the universe to an inverted tree whose roots are in Parabrahma and whose spreading branches and form is known as Purushottama. Yo mameva sammudho janati purushottamam sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Bhagavan says that the noble soul who is devoid of all forms of moha will surrender before this Purushottama form of Bhagavan Sri Krishna and thus attains moksha. Hari Om.
Chapter 16, Devasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. This is the yoga of discriminating divine and demonic traits. In chapter 16, Lord Krishna explains separately and in detail the divine properties, conduct and actions which are righteous in nature and conducive to divinity. Also he delineates the evil propensities and ill conduct which are unrighteous in nature. Abhayam sattva samshuddhir jnana yoga vyavasthiti Jnanam damascha yajnascha swadhyayastapa arjavam ahimsa satyam akrodha tyaga shantirabhaishunam daya bhudeshwalo luptam madhavam hrirajapalam tejakshamadhriti shauja madroho nadimanita Bhavanti sampadam devim abhijadasya bharata. Krishna said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity and simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, renunciation, gentleness, modesty and steady determination, forgiveness, freedom from envy and the passion for honor, these transcendental qualities, O Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with the divine nature. Ahangaram balam darpam kamam krodhamscha samshrita mamatma paradeheshu Pradishandobhyasuyakaha. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust and anger, the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and in the bodies of others, and blasphemes against God. Hari Om.
Chapter 17, Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yogam. In this chapter, Lord Krishna classifies the three divisions of faith, revealing that it is these different qualities of faith in the Supreme that determine the character of living entities. These three types of faith determines one's consciousness in this world. Thus, this chapter is entitled The Three Divisions of Material Existence.
Trividha bhavati shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja Satviki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tam shrinu.
The Supreme Lord said, according to the modes of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: goodness, passion, or ignorance. Now hear about these. Lord Krishna now elaborates on how Shraddha differentiates itself under the auspices of one of the three gunas or modes of material nature, which are Sattva Guna, the mode of goodness, Rajaguna, the mode of passion, and Tamaguna, the mode of ignorance. These three archetypes apply to all beings and all things within the material nature.
तस्मादोमित्युदाहृत्य यज्ञदानतपक्रियाः प्रवर्तन्ते विधानोक्ता सततं ब्रह्मवादिना.
Thus the transcendentalists undertake sacrifices, charities and penances, beginning always with Om to attain the Supreme. Lord Krishna describes the modalities of actions that are essential to be performed by revealing Om, Tat, Sat. These three divine syllables, headed by the supernatural sound, vibration Om, and are all the name of the Supreme Lord. All over creation, the Supreme Lord pervades by his internal potency with the omnipresence of Om. As the Supreme Lord is glorified with the greatest respect in all Vedic scriptures, he is known as Tat. Since the Supreme Lord is perfect, without any defects and completely auspicious, he is known as Sat. Hari Om.
Chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yogam. Gita begins as a dialogue between several characters in the epic Mahabharata before the Kurukshetra war. In summary, the war refers to the internal conflicts taking place in the mind of every human being. Lord Krishna symbolizes the higher consciousness and Arjuna symbolizes the individual self. The other characters refer to the several qualities present in a human being. In this final chapter, Lord Krishna sums up the conclusion of the previous chapters and reveals the attainment of liberation. Thus, this chapter is entitled, The Attainment of Liberation. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam Sannyasam Kavayo Viduhu Sarva Karma Bhalatyagam Prahustyagam Vichakshanaha. The Supreme Lord said, to give up results of all activities is called renunciation or tyaga by the wise. The stage achieved by doing so is called the renounced order of life or sannyasa. The instruction of Bhagavad Gita is, the performance of activities for results has to be given up. That is to say, one must focus on the activity while performing it, not the end result. Activities leading to advanced spiritual knowledge are never to be given up. By pursuing spiritual knowledge, one attains freedom from the worldly entanglements. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shujaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Now Lord Krishna reveals the conclusion to the essence of all knowledge. Relinquishing all conceptions of religions and faiths shall bring freedom from attachment. Liberation or moksha will come naturally to the seeker through loving devotion or bhakti and surrender unto the higher consciousness. Yatra yogeshwara Krishno Yatra partho tanurdharaha Tatra shrir vijayo bhutir Dhruvani tirmatirmama. Sanjaya says that wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. Thus, the ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita is that wherever Lord Krishna or higher consciousness is present together with yourself, then prosperity, opulence, and righteousness will also be present. In essence, the first 6 chapters in Gita refer to the individual self. The next 6 chapters refer to the higher consciousness, and the final 6 chapters refer to the unification of the individual self with the higher consciousness. Therefore, Gita is proclaiming that the individual self is a part of higher consciousness, which is summed up by the great Vedic statement Tattvamasi or Tat Tvam Asi. Hari Om.
Now we have come to the conclusion of today's Bhagavad Gita Parayanam. ഭഗവത്ഗീതയെ പറ്റി അല്പമൊന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കുവാനുള്ള ഞങ്ങളുടെ ശ്രമമാണ് അല്പം നേരം നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചത്. ഹിന്ദുമതത്തിൻ്റെ പരമപ്രധാനമായ ആധ്യാത്മിക സാംസ്കാരിക തത്വശാസ്ത്ര മൂല്യങ്ങളെ ലോകജനതയ്ക്ക് കാഴ്ചവെക്കുന്ന സാഹിത്യ സമാഹാരമാണ് ഭഗവത്ഗീത. ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ ഗീതം, ആലാപനം, അതായത് ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ സന്ദേശം. ഭഗവത്ഗീതയുടെ പ്രവചനങ്ങൾ ആധ്യാത്മിക ചിന്തകൾക്ക് അതീതമായി എല്ലാ മതവിശ്വാസികൾക്കും ആദരവോടെ അംഗീകരിക്കാവുന്ന നന്മ തിന്മ ബന്ധങ്ങളും വ്യത്യാസങ്ങളും മനുഷ്യന് അവനെ അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്ന പ്രകൃതിബന്ധ ബോധവൽക്കരണവും ശാരീരിക മാനസിക ആത്മീയ ബന്ധങ്ങളുടെ പാരമ്പര്യങ്ങളും പരിവർത്തനങ്ങളും നമുക്കും നമ്മുടെ അടുത്ത തലമുറകൾക്കും മനസ്സിലാക്കുവാൻ ഭഗവത്ഗീത നൽകുന്ന ഉപദേശങ്ങൾ നമ്മുടെ ദൈനംദിന ചിന്തകൾക്ക് അതീതമാണ്. Mahatma Gandhi once said about Bhagavad Gita, "I must confess to you that when doubt haunts me, when disappointment stares me in the face, and when I see no one ray of light on the horizon, I turn to Bhagavad Gita and find a verse to comfort me, and immediately I began to smile on the midst of overwhelming sorrow. My life has been full of eternal tragedies, and if they haven't left any visible and indelible effect on me, I owe it to teaching of Bhagavad Gita." ഭഗവത്ഗീത പ്രവചനങ്ങളുടെ പ്രസക്തി എന്നും അനിവാര്യമാണ്. ആ പ്രാധാന്യം അല്പമെങ്കിലും വിദേശത്ത് കഴിയുന്ന ഹിന്ദുമത വിശ്വാസികൾക്ക് ബോധ്യപ്പെടുത്തുക എന്ന ഉദ്ദേശത്തോടു കൂടി ലണ്ടൻ ഹിന്ദു ഐക്യവേദി അടുത്തു തന്നെ ഭഗവത്ഗീത ക്ലാസ് ആരംഭിക്കുന്നതാണ്. താല്പര്യമുള്ളവർ ദയവായി ഞങ്ങളുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെടുക. ഹരി ഓം.